Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. This is episode 134. Before we get into it, make sure you like the video right now. Like it, subscribe to the channel, share the video, follow us on our social media platforms. Liking the video just helps so much. I really need y'all to do that before we even start the video. But this is going to be basically a reaction to All Star Weekend. Um, our thoughts on All Star Weekend. It's been heavily criticized, heavily critiqued since everything went down. So we're gonna give our thoughts on All Star Weekend, some improvements and other stuff, and then we're gonna talk about the rest of this season, where we at as far as like it's basically mid season. So we're gonna talk about the current state of the NBA and what we think is gonna happen as the year ends. Basically, before we get into it though, how you guys doing, Max? I know Michigan State got a big win the other day. You know, you really be dooming, man. You be dooming. It's kind of
What?
like crazy because every
What?
time like you like, oh my god, I hate this team. I hate
Yeah,
this
this
team.
this it's a roller coaster. I mean, so like think about it. Think about how we started this year. So we lose to Kansas, then we lose to Memphis. We had like the win against North Carolina, which is aged bad. We do what we're supposed to do. We beat the bad teams, and then we follow it up with loss at UCLA, loss at USC. Okay, we get a win back, and then we lose at home to Indiana. Like it was just like a really really bad stretch. And again, I thought this game at Illinois, especially what happened last time, was going to be the toughest damn near on the schedule. And again, I don't know if Illinois is a better team than Michigan and Purdue, but I think going to play in Illinois on Terrence Shannon Jr. Jersey night after what happened in East Lansing, whatever, 2 weeks prior, I thought this is the biggest game on the schedule and one that I thought like they'd come out with some firepower, and they did. But somehow they crumbled, and that was great win, 354 for Izzo. Yeah, I mean, Jaden was crickets after that. I heard nothing in the group chat except for him saying, "I'm trying to watch the game. Shut up." So it was a great win. Great win. Got to follow it up though. We play Purdue and Michigan this week, so
Yeah, I mean, y'all are a pretty good team. Y'all definitely exceeded my expectations this season. Do I
it
think
doesn't
y'all
matter.
gonna make
It
the
all
conclusion?
matters. Yeah, it all matters when we get to March. It all
Yeah,
matters when we get to March, and it's like I'm still scared with like we like it's just a number one score. We don't have a guy who's going to go out and get us 20 a game, which is terrifying come March. So
just because Izzo refuses to play Jace as a starter. I don't know why.
he
He's the best,
does. He has been.
but that's because people were hurt or out with
Jace
sickness.
has been starting the last. Jace has been. He played well in the injury, and then he started the next 2 games. He's in the
But
starting lineup now.
over he's played like 54% of y'all minutes this season, I think. So yeah, Jason's the best guard on your team. So I think he probably should be playing more.
It's situational. It's situational because again,
Who's the best guard?
Jeremy Fears is a great playmaker. He's a defensively. Trey and Jeremy are both great defenders. And then again, like in the mid range, especially last game, Trey was hitting for the mid. So it all depends. Jason's got to get
He's the
hot, but
best starting team. I'm sorry.
Jason's creation's been the best. I mean, I'm not going to say he's not. This year he's been great, but I'm saying other guards have been very efficient, very effective defensively, offensively, whatever. But I mean, Jace might go to league, so I guess we'll see what happens next year. But
All right, let's get into this All Star Weekend reaction. It was a long weekend. I didn't really I paid attention to it. I watched some of the events, but I got sick yesterday, so I wasn't too much tuned in to the All Star game. To be honest, I really wasn't excited for it at all. Like at all. Like the excitement All Star Weekend has gone down a lot since when I was growing up. But how do we feel about the new format of All Star Weekend? Basically, with the three teams and the one rising star team, the score up to 40, and then you move on. How do we feel about that format? Because it received a lot of scrutiny over the years. How do we feel about it? I'm gonna start with you.
Uh, it depends on what you like, what you were hoping for. Uh, I guess everybody wanted to like see like increased effort and whatnot, and like that's the scale that you're judging it on. That's exactly what happened because they weren't. I think the OGs they weren't going out there trying to lose to the young to the young guys. So they were actually trying hard. Like every game they tried hard, but you shouldn't like take like for the young boys to come in for you to like actually want to try hard. So like it's like different on like a grander scheme, but like it did its job. Like people like the players did compete. What was bad about it was just it was too many breaks, too many commercials, whole lot of Kevin Hart that was not needed. 30-minute performances. You didn't need Mr. Beast going out there. Like I don't know what that was about. Like it's just certain things. Like it was 30 minutes of basketball played in like an hour worth of commercials. I just we're not using the best like use of the time. Like I think you might as well just go back to the East versus West. If they don't want to compete, they don't want to compete. But let's not keep trying these new. I don't want to say dumb, but like unrealistically unwatchable type of basketball that's like being played. It's like going away from like the historical context of the game and the weekend in general.
Max, what is your overall thoughts on the All Star game and the overall weekend?
I would say one, my biggest issue with the whole thing was the simple games to 40. I think games to 40 made it seem like it was not the main focal point of the entire night when it should have been. I think games to 40 were stupid. I think you should have, first of all, just should have upped the score or at least up the final score to something more. And I get they don't want to be too tired or whatever. I don't know, but like actually give it something to play for, because in 40 points it was done. You had a commercial break every 15 points. Like it was just way too many way too much non-basketball going on. um I enjoyed that the OGs had to go up against the Rising Stars, and again they made a comment about it, like you don't want to be that guy who like loses to the not all-star team, like the young guys, which again that puts more pressure on it. But then you also have guys like Draymond, who respectfully like is mad that Rising Stars are playing the All-Star game when they are not All-Stars. And like Shaq and Chuck and Kenny and Ernie all like made that comment like on the broadcast, like they are not All-Stars, and kind of made that clear. I guess you look at like some teams like Kenny's team, right? Like the West is packed, right? You have Luca, you have Ja, you have AD who all weren't playing. Is Shengun gonna make an All-Star game again? Is Tyler Hero? I love Jalen. I love Jada, but like, is Jada making over Luke this year? I don't know. Like a guy like Tyler Hero, just simply like, is he ever going to make an All Star game again? I don't know. I don't think he should have made this one. So is his only All Star game experience playing what? Playing up to 32 points? Like, I just think that's stupid, right? So I think one, you're taking away from players' weekends, right? I get he won the 3-point contest, whatever. And this is in no way a Tyler Hero slander thing. I'm just saying there's situationally like it could be someone's last All-Star game, first All-Star game, and like they barely got to play basketball. So I don't understand it from that. I give him credit for trying different stuff, but this is obviously not something that should keep going forward. The thing is just to incentivize, and I guess I don't know if we're talking about it later about ideas to change. Are we or no?
Yeah, we are.
So can I bring mine up now or no?
Sure, go ahead.
Because I still think the MLB took this away, but they had it right, in my opinion, where the winner of the All-Star game got home field advantage for the World Series. And I think that would incentivize it more for the NBA. I know you play the entire season to get the best record, and that would still follow suit for the rest of the playoffs. But like, I think it's not a bad idea to actually make teams want to compete to get home court advantage, right? I think if you put some money on top as well, the winning team gets money plus um, the East or the West gets that home court advantage in the NBA Finals. And the MLB took it away, and I thought it was a great idea back in the day. And it went that way for a long time. But if you're Shea, if you're Jaylen Brown, if you're Donovan Mitchell, if you're Jason Tatum, if you're Jalen Williams, I don't know, you give me the name, Kyrie, and you think you have a legitimate chance to make the finals, like majority of those all-stars think they can, whether it's like delusion or not, like you're going to try harder because you want to get home court advantage. You want to have a game 7 at your place. So I think that could be a way to fix it. Would teams agree? I don't know, because again, you play the whole regular season to get that seeding, but I think it would be an idea at least.
My only problem with that idea, Max, is it would kind of like we have an issue in the NBA where the regular season doesn't feel like it weighs that much already. So when you give that much pretense to a All-Star game, it kind of makes like the regular season less important. Like these teams have to win 50 games, 60 games to get home court advantage in the playoffs in the finals, and then they can all be taken away from you because of an All-Star game. I don't. That's why I would disagree with that, because it would make players compete more for sure. But what if those players start to get injured and stuff like that? And that's when it becomes a problem, because they're competing so much at an All-Star game that they're not able to play the rest of the season, or they're missing time in the second
But the
half
thing is, the
because of
double
that.
the, you could kind of work around it, and obviously it's like it's not what you want to do, but you just gotta coast. You could coast the first part of that season, get to the All Star game, go off because you super rested because you've been coasting, and then you just go you play up to standard in that game, and then you pretty much got what you got. That, but you still hurt the product, during the regular season because like there's certain guys that's gonna be all stars no matter what. Like if Luka decides to coach during the regular season, like if he's healthy, he's probably still gonna make the All Star game. So it's like he's not really worried about his spot. Like certain players are not gonna be worried about their All Star spot missing. It'd be like the young and up and coming guys that's trying to get the All Star selections for like contracts and monies and things like that. Those they're gonna play hard no matter what. But like the people that like the next wave of players, they don't need to worry too much because they're gonna make the All Star game anyway.
I have one other idea later, but it's dumb. But you guys keep going on yours.
Yeah. So yeah, I can't. The reason I can't get behind that is because I feel like it just makes the regular season less important than it already feels as an NBA fan, because you get a one game scenario where it determines if you get home court advantage in the finals. Like that's a one game scenario too. Like obviously it makes the All-Star game more important, but it makes the actual other 82 games less important. And that's not what we want to do. We want to make the regular season a bit more important than it already is right now.
I think yes and no, because you're also incentivizing the point where you want to be in that All-Star game to give yourself a chance to compete to get home court advantage. You know what I mean?
The
Like
only issue with that, I think, sorry, the East. I think this will only negatively affect the East because, like, I think you could say Boston probably gonna have the best record in the East
yeah,
or the
sure,
Cavs,
sure.
one of those two every single year for the next 5 years. But we know the West has more talent, so like the
Yep.
West might scrape the East 5 straight
But you,
years. So it's like, what's the point
but
of
you
Jason
don't think
Tatum
that's going
going
to
out
even
there and getting the
itself?
best record?
You don't
I
think it's
don't.
going to
I
even
just
itself out
don't
in the
think
end?
it ever. I don't think it
In,
ever will.
in NBA
It,
history, I feel like it's been the
it's never
West.
been.
Yeah.
It's had 75 years to even out, and it never has. Like you have on one side of the bracket, you have John Stockton, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. On the other side, you got Jordan. But then the next person is Steve Smith. Like it's just never gonna. It's never been even. It's only been even back like in like the mid like oh wait to like I'm gonna say yeah like 07 to 2010 because like you still have Braun Wade. That was like Braun and Wade was enough to hold it down for a little, but you had KG, you had those players at the time, but it was still like overwhelmingly because in 2010 you still had Kobe, KD, you had Melo, you had Steve Nash, you had all those players, Tim Duncan. Like it was still overwhelming. It's never gonna probably even out ever.
So in the last, am I talking or am I on mute? No,
Yeah,
I'm
here you
talking.
go.
In the last whatever, you could say in the last 20 years, right? In the last 20 years, past obviously Team LeBron and stuff, that's all drafted. The West has dominated an actual East versus West contest, right? You have the Team LeBron and Team Steph or Team KD, whatever. That doesn't matter.
Which
The East won
we're
a couple years ago.
predominantly Western Conference players anyway.
But overall, the East leads the West by 9 games. And again, this is going back a long, long time ago. But that's why I'm saying, like, in the overall league of the NBA, in the overall scheme of the NBA, do you not think that eventually, like, it'll get close to the median where if you have a 50-game sample or 50-year sample size, it will not be, okay, you get some dominant by the East and some dominant by the West, then a little back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm saying it's
Hold
like the
on.
overall shape of the
Hold on real
NBA.
quick. Let me see something.
I feel like the West has been the far superior conference
The
for
East,
a while.
the East dominated in the 80s, and they won. It was 5-5 in the 90s,
See, and
but 99
that's
didn't
why
work.
I went back because you said the East is up by 9, and that's because the All Star game started in 1951, back when
I
there were 11
understand.
teams, and Boston had literally all the All Stars and a little bit of the Atlanta Hawks, so they ran it up for about 10 years before the West started catching up and they actually brought in players. Like then you had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar while he was on the Bucks. So like that's skewed. If you go from like modern NBA on, even the Celtics when they still had like it was Bird, McHale, and all them. After that, it really started just being a Western Conference dominated thing.
I disagree. I think again, you go by any era, it's pretty even, or the East is winning, and then you get to the 2000s, obviously, which the West is dominated. Then you have after that one game, you have 18, 19, 20, and 21, 22, 23, where again you have no winner. I know you could. I look at rosters. You have a Eastern Conference MVP, Western Conference MVP, Western Conference MVP, Eastern MVP, Western MVP, Eastern MVP. Again, you have a team playing around them. I do think
The
it's a
best
little
players
more.
Most players are in the West though, and they're probably still
I
going to be in the
agree.
West.
I agree.
Like,
But I'm just saying, overall, if we look 15 years down the line, I'm not sure if that has to be the case. I think that the East can eventually get
Wemby is in the West. Anthony Edwards in the West. Luka's in the West. Who else?
You
Most of
well,
the
said
young
Luca Wemby. You said Luca Wemby. Who else?
Luka, Wemby,
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Yep. Shea in the West.
but again, you have guys
Josh
who
still here.
Yeah, Ja too. Like they
Devin
have they
Booker's
have
still here for a little bit more.
but you'll
Like
have
it's
guys coming. You have guys coming in. Obviously, throughout you have AJ DeBanza, you got Cam Boozer, you have Cooper Flack, who can all go to Eastern Conference teams. Let's be honest, can all go to Eastern Conference teams. You still have Boston, who will be good for a long time with Tatum. You still have, again, you guys love Cade. Do I put him in the same conversations? But no, Cade's still up there. You got Giannis. Like, you have pieces to still go forward with. Again, I'm just saying it's not. Again,
Giannis 30, brother,
I think the talent in the West is still better. But I'm just saying, in a next couple
by a
of
long
years,
shot.
like, yes, but I don't think it has to be that way forever and all time. But
all right, let's move on to our dream dunk contest participants. Actually, before we even start that, what's your thoughts on the dunk contest recently and obviously this year? Max, I'll start with you since I started with Q last time.
it's interesting because like I see in different threads on Twitter or whatever, like, is Mac McClung even an NBA player who can compete in the dunk contest? Like, I think he is an NBA player. Like, he should be able to compete in the dunk contest, whatever. Like, I'm not debating that. But I am kind of curious, like, do you think as guys who are not on two-way deals or do not predominantly play in the G League, do you think that they would like to beat Mac? Do you think that, like, they actually would want to have I don't know what the wording is, but like an NBA player be the actual dunk contest champion? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I think Mac McClung is damn near unbeatable in the dunk contest because his whole season
is
predicated on this one moment. He trains for this all year. He has literally nothing else to look forward to for the whole entire year. He can try any dunk he wants to. He can try the most dangerous shit ever because this is his one moment for the whole year. He probably doesn't care much about getting injured. All these other players have meaningful basketball to go play. They have injury risk and all that type of stuff. They're integral parts of great basketball teams, potentially a championship winning basketball team. They can't go out there and just risk their body. They can't go out there and try the craziest shit because they have a lot at stake. Like,
and in all fairness, Max average.
Zion Williamson can't go out there and do the same dunks Mac McClung because he has extreme injury risk.
Mac is averaging 20. Mac averaging 21, 5, and 4. That's not bad
in a G League, bro. In a G League,
but like that's actually that's not bad numbers for the G League.
He's probably getting paid more. He's probably getting paid more for the All-Star game dunk contest than he is.
He is. That's the joke all the time on Twitter. Yes, it's the joke all the time on Twitter. I don't know. I think as an NBA player, like, you see guys tweet about it, like, have some. I think they might have some pride. Where it's like, I want to actually. It's the only way you can get it.
I don't think someone like Giannis would be able to beat Mac McClung.
No, he couldn't. I don't think so either. No. I think, I don't know. Like, I think this is crazy because you're putting Mac McClung does this one more year. He's the greatest dunker of all time because he's got 4. Is that true? No, he's not the greatest dunker of all time, but he's got 4 dunk contest champions because no one else can compete with him at this moment. / no one else that wants to. So I don't know. I think it's
that's the key.
Yeah, I agree.
The people that can beat him are not going to not going to participate.
It sucks.
It's not a matter if they can win or not. They would win. They are not going to do it. That doesn't mean they cannot win. They literally are going there and shut him down. They're literally going there and making him. They are not one. They're not in the business of doing that and shutting down the people in the brotherhood that seem kind of crazy. Let him have his shine. 2, they're not going to risk injury. If they're not going to play serious in an All-Star game, they're not going to take a dunk contest serious. So there's no point.
So how can you incentivize a dunk contest though? How can you incentivize that more?
You can't. If you want to let the undrafted guy go crazy,
I think we're underselling Mac McClung's dunk ability.
No, he's had some great dunks.
Nobody's
What NBA players do we think could beat Mac McClung in the dunk contest?
some of the best dunkers in the NBA right now. Like
I
that.
think
Still,
I think
you could go on a you could go down the line of
Can I
the
get some
obvious
names?
names.
Can I get some
Ant,
names?
Ja, Derrick Jones Jr.,
They can literally go in there and win. Would they want to do
Levine,
it?
Aaron
No.
Gordon. I think they could all compete.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Yeah, he
has
won
been,
2 years ago.
He won. He did not deserve to win that one. Aaron Gordon was that Aaron Gordon's year, correct?
no,
That was the one.
No, no.
Yes, there was the 1 year. The 1 year it was stolen because D Wade messed up the voting. D Wade voted for the Heat guy. I think it was that year.
The Heat guy was
20,
Derrick Jones Jr.
yes, and that was Aaron Gordon's year.
Aaron Gordon's year was the year Zach LaVine won, but that's
He
neither
got
here nor
he
there.
got he got scammed twice.
no, he did.
That's
I
why he
ain't gonna
said
say
he'll
he
never
got
do it again.
scammed out the Levine
He
one.
got scammed twice.
I just think
He
he should
got
have won.
scammed twice. I'll die on
I
that
think
hill.
Zach
He got
Levine.
he
I
had
think
to,
Zach Levine won that one. I was on the other side. I
yes.
think Zach
Yeah,
Levine.
he didn't get scammed out of losing to Zach Levine. It was a close match, and it could have went either way.
Aaron Gordon has earned 51s, not 50s. No, Aaron Gordon got scammed. That's why he didn't do the dunk contest anymore. That's why he said he wouldn't. Because in 2020,
Aaron Gordon at this moment in
2020
time cannot beat Mac McClung in the dunk contest. He has lost a lot of his athleticism, in my opinion.
sure, he's just older.
But
He's 4
but
years old.
him and Zach Levine the same. He's actually younger than Zach Levine and has not been as injured as Zach Levine. He could still get up. Let's not do this. And the whole
I don't think he
creativity
beat Mac McClung. I don't think he
and the
beat
whole
Mac.
creativity thing, you literally can go and get outside counsel, which a lot of people do anyway for dunk contests, and go off that. For the people that off camera that be dunking crazy in the gym, like Kilgannon got a bunch of dunks nobody's ever seen. This play that got just as much bounce to him, they could just teach me how to do it. Spend a month and learn how to do it, and go in there and cook Mac McClung. Do I want to do all that energy just to cook somebody that's not really in the league? No, so I don't really care.
So y'all said Ja,
And I said
Right
Derrick
now,
Jones
for a
Jr.
fact, Zion, Ja, Anthony Edwards would go in there and fry him. Zach LaVine would go in there and cook him. Derrick Jones Jr. would go in there and cook him. Like
Who
that
else?
would happen.
Cohen
LeBron,
Carr.
LeBron's still a better athlete.
Cohen Carr.
LeBron to go in there and cook him. LeBron just never gonna do a dunk contest. LeBron got some of the best dunks we've ever seen.
yeah, bro.
Not in game.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think LeBron at this age is beating Mac McClung in the dunk contest. I just don't think so.
LeBron is still a better athlete than Mac McClung.
Sure, but I don't think that means dunk contest. What are thoughts? What are
do you mean by
thoughts?
that?
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
I don't
He does
know.
he does better dunks than you've ever
Sure,
seen.
the windmill in game was great. Yes.
I'm talking I'm talking about not in game. Like all those
I'm
dunks.
talking
If you
the
watch
dunk
him before games, those dunks are better than most dunks you've ever seen. He just
the
doesn't
dunk
want to do
against
the dunk
Dallas.
contest.
The dunk against Dallas was great. The in game, I'm saying, and that's obviously
Yeah,
tougher to do in game.
he don't want to do it. Like it's not
o-
gonna make him do
other
it now because some white boy do
other
it.
I don't think that
offense.
LeBron at 40 beats Mac McClung in the dunk contest. I'm not gonna lie.
other idea. What if you, and again, this is like getting into like probably territories NBA players don't want to talk about. What if you brought college players into the sphere? Like you don't want college players obviously to win. You don't want whoever to win. You don't want stage dunkers to
But
win.
see, if that's the case, if you didn't want Matt McClung, basically a college player, like he's not a real NBA player, and he's cooking, he's winning these
Yeah, I mean,
competitions.
like I feel like there's got to
Him
be
and a
like
college player, basically the same thing.
if you brought some of the best shooters for the 3-point contest, if you brought some of the best dunkers from college, if you brought whoever else from online, like I don't know, I think you'd obviously want an actual NBA player to win those. I get what you're saying, but
You're still watering down and disrespecting the game, which we already just seen who didn't get high praise from them watering down the All Star game just yesterday. So
yeah,
bringing in lesser talent to try to force older guys to be better or take it serious is just it's not going to work.
yeah.
I think
I'm not gonna lie. These dunks I'm watching Zion do in high school are not that impressive.
again, you acting as if it's solely up to him. He can literally with his that you can literally get go and so from professional dunkers with the amount of athleticism he has, he can do any of the dunks. He just has to get the idea. They're not going to dock him points because it wasn't his idea. Like I'm pretty sure people giving up these guys ideas all the time. Mac McClung probably you don't even know if he's coming up with it on his own. He's probably got consultation like he in there working every day with said person trying to get the proper dunks to win these competitions. So why can't they do it? And they're better at they're just better athletes. I'm not about to come on, dog. 6'2". We just watched a jump over a car, everybody going crazy. we,
That was
we seen
crazy.
somebody do that.
Yeah, big difference. 6'9", 6'10". All right, so
can I get into my trivia, please?
I wanted you guys to build your dream dunk contest lineup.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All time or
Max,
current day?
current day.
Anthony Edwards, John Morant. It'd probably still be Derrick Jones Jr.
I would say bring Mac out there just to see the competition level, like to show everyone that this, like, if what you're saying is true, to show everyone that, like, hey, this would have been, you know what I mean, to show the discrepancy between. Because I don't think I need to pick four.
I think Mac can still compete with some of the best people in the NBA, bro.
My
I think
issue
if
with
he,
that is that it's like it's gonna rain on Buddy Parade when he's like when people actually go in there and compete and beat him. It's gonna be like, damn, like everybody gonna look back like, damn, he really maybe he wasn't that impressive, which he
I
was. It's
guess,
just like
which is
this is a
fine, which
different
is fine.
level of it's a different level of competition. Like if they wanted to, they would shut it down. I wouldn't want to see like I wouldn't want him to have to face that on like live TV, like when everybody's watching. Like now that players taking it serious, they just made him like not even make the final round type. Like I wouldn't want to see that. Like that'd be heartbreaking.
My also big issue with the dunk contest is the scoring. The scoring sucks.
Because they
I
got the
think,
wrong voters.
but like, do they?
Yes.
Do they have who else do you put as voters? They have all ex dunk contest champions.
That doesn't mean those are good voters.
But that's
That's
what I'm
like saying
saying.
an NBA player knows how to run an NBA team.
But I'm just simply saying, who's the best dunker? Who's your voters?
Who was the
Like,
voters
that's what I'm.
yesterday? I mean, Saturday.
So you had Jason Richardson,
Yeah, I'm cool.
on him being
Yeah, I'm cool.
like
I'm cool.
that he judges or no?
Yeah, I'm cool off Jason Richardson. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
All
so
right,
your dunk contest. Your dunk contest champions were T-Mac, Baron Davis, Kevin Garnett, and Jason Richardson, and then America. America was the last voter.
Yeah, I would have had Vince Carter in there. I probably would have still had T Mac in there. I don't think did he win a dunk contest?
No, I would have maybe one at 99. I was gonna say I would have Vince, I would have Nate, I would have Jason Richardson, and you give me the next person.
No,
Give me
no, if
guys
I had
who
Jason Richardson. I ain't gonna
give me
lie.
guys who won the award multiple times. Regardless,
I don't
my
think they
opinion,
have
dunk
to have
contest.
won the award though. But I mean, I guess it lends credibility. But like,
That's what
sometimes
I'm
like you
saying
could.
is like don't give actors, don't give people who like don't dunk. You know what I mean? Like give people who like actually know how tough it is to complete these dunks. So if I'm doing a dream dunk contest, it'd probably be Ant in there. Obi Toppin would be an idea. Derrick Jones Jr. would be up there. John Moran would be up there.
I don't like the idea of like big.
Obi Toppin wasn't even that good in his dunk contest.
Yeah,
He won.
I don't
I
think
know.
they're not like
It's
great.
just more
Like,
power than anything else. It's more power than
yeah,
anything else.
Aaron Gordon was different. Like, he's a foul forward that like I respect him because like he had some tricks in the bag. Obi Toppin was doing windmills on the free throw line. You're 6'10", bro. You're gonna make it. Like,
I feel like Anthony Simons won, but like he could actually do more. I feel like he could maybe do more. Anthony Simons. He had a weak win, but I feel like he'd still be a decent dunker. But I don't know. I don't really know who I'd have. I think my
Anthony
top
Simons?
four.
Shaden Sharp was Shaden
done. Yeah, Shaden Sharp.
Was.
He did one, no? He did one. He got injured, or he did one. I thought. Was he not in a dunk contest? I thought he was. Sharp dunk. Yeah, he was in it last year. No, maybe not.
No, yeah, he won in 2021. I don't see. That's the thing. I don't remember that. Like, which is crazy.
Oh, sorry.
I
didn't. I thought you were like making fun of me. No, yeah, he won one. He won the one in COVID. Spoiler alert for the next part. But yeah, I think there's definitely like Zach LaVine, throw him out there. But like I agree, you get older, you don't know. I think there are good dunkers that we don't know of right now too. So, all right. So I'm going to need you guys to run past every dunk contest champion, going backwards in history. I'll give you guys 2 strikes. 2 strikes, and I'll also give you 2 hints. That's it. That's all you guys got. So pretty easy. Let's start at 2025,
Mac McClung.
2024,
Mac McClung.
Mac McClung.
2023.
Mac
Mac
McClung.
McClung.
Okay, so now let's start. So we got 2022.
Obi Toppin.
It was Obi Toppin. 2021.
Anthony Simons.
Simon's 2020.
Uh,
Was that
We just
Donovan
talked
Mitchell?
about this.
2020.
We just,
Nah,
I'm
this
not
is
gonna take this a guess.
this
I'm
is
not gonna
Derrick
take a
Jones
guess.
Jr.
Derrick Jones Jr.
Derrick
We just
Jones
talked about this. All right. 2019.
This my man's. This my love brother, Amadou Diallo.
Thunder legend Hamidou Diallo.
Legend is crazy.
2018.
This is 2018 is Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's 2018. 2017.
This is either Aaron Gordon. No, this is Zach LaVine years, right? It's not the Zach LaVine years, Q. It was 2015, 2016. I know it's
This
2016.
is
Was he won?
he played for the Pacers.
Yep.
No,
He went to high school. He went to high school right by me.
He got
Yep.
it was
Robinson. Is Robinson?
Yeah.
Northwest Indiana product. Glenn Robinson III. 2016.
Zach.
That was Zach LaVine.
2015.
That was Zach LaVine.
2014.
John Wall.
2013.
Give me a hint.
Steve, hint. You agree? You get 2 hints. You get 2 misses.
Wait. 2013.
You get 2 hints, 2
Terrence
misses.
Ross?
Yeah, this Terrence Ross. This
Terrence
Terrence
Ross.
Ross.
Good call. Good call. 2012.
Buddy from the Jazz.
That's his name.
Uh,
I talked about him earlier before we started the podcast. Let's see if you got the name.
Jamie Evans.
Jeremy Evans, 2011.
It should be back-to-back Nate Robinson.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with him.
First X. Come on, guys. 2011. Let's think about iconic dunk contest moments.
Other white boy
Yeah.
that jumped over a car.
Oh, that's
Yep.
Blake, my bad.
Well,
Blake.
half white, excuse me.
Blake was in 2011. 2010.
This should be back-to-back Nate.
It is back-to-back Nate Robinson, 2008.
Superman.
It is fake Superman Dwight Howard, not Shaq. 2007.
I said what I said.
Yeah, 2007.
Mr. Four Fingers or 4.5. Gerald Green.
Indeed is Gerald Green, 2006.
Jay Smooth. Josh Smith's nickname is Jay Smooth.
Ask for your hint. Just ask for your hint. You haven't used 2 hints. Ask for your hint.
So give me a hint.
Because I'll give you a hint. It's not Josh Smith. My hint is you've said the player's name before.
It's Nate.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty obvious. Yep, it's pretty obvious to keep right with Nate Robinson. 2005.
That's the greatest dunk contest ever. He got 3 wins. He's 5'9".
That's what I'm saying. He should be. Nate Robinson should be a judge, especially whatever he's got a surgery. He should definitely be a judge. Nate Robinson should be a judge for sure.
He got a kidney transplant.
Yeah, I saw about that. 2005.
Is this Josh Smith?
Josh Smith is 2005. 2004. You still have a hint, and you still have 1 more strike.
Played for Los Angeles.
This one that also won more than one time? Oh, that's already on his list?
Is that what you want me? Is that what you want your hint to be?
2004. I was just barely born. For some reason, I feel like Howard, but I don't know.
Nah. This is.
Was Dwight Howard even in the league back then?
This is a rookie
When was he
year.
drafted?
He just got drafted.
I don't know if he's in this dunk contest. You guys want a hint?
This is. I know the next one is Jason Richardson. So this should be Fred Jones.
It is Fred Jones. 03,
Jason Richardson.
02.
I can't tell you.
Do you want your hint or no?
I
Hint or
I, I
strike?
just I won't
You got a
know.
hint
Like,
or a
I just
strike? You got a hint or a strike?
give me a hint.
He won it as a part of the Golden State Warriors.
Jason Richardson.
It is Jason Richardson second. 2001.
Yeah, I don't know. Not this
You
one.
get one. You get one more strike. You get one more strike.
Do I get one more hint?
No, you already got your 2 hints.
Then so this is 2000.
2001. 2001. 2001.
2001. T Mac.
Not T Mac. Final guess. 2001. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a clue. It is a one-time winner that will not be one of the first guys that comes to mind.
Yeah, I'm lost. Yeah.
Desmond Mason. Desmond Mason was 2001,
I don't even know who that is, brother.
which was 2000. Vince Carter, and which skipped. And did we not have an All-Star game in 99 and 98 for the lockout and stuff?
Lockout.
Yeah. 97 was Kobe Bryant, and so on.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So we got a report that the NBA may be considering adding a 1v1 tournament to the All-Star game next season. What player do we think would win?
Can I go
Max.
first? Because you guys can make fun of me.
Yes.
As
I should let you know about your answer.
if I take this game, I'm saying today, right now. Correct? We're saying it as today, right now.
You want to take SGA?
I'm taking Kevin Durant to win the one-on-one competition.
You said that like that was some. That was
I was trying
crazy
to,
answer.
I was trying to raise I was trying to raise controversy, get you guys all whatever. No, I take KD right now. I think KD can arguably can hit the toughest shots in the league. He is 7 foot. He can still defend with anybody. If he really tries, he can still defend with the big guys. I think he can move with the small guys, but he could hit basically any shot in the court. It'll be tough, especially if, would it be, are we thinking it's like keeps or no?
If it keeps, Kevin Durant has a 70% chance to win it.
I think you get a couple guys who get a quick first step who can maybe beat him, but I think overall, if Kevin Durant gets the basketball and it is keeps, I think it is going to be very tough to take the ball out of Kevin's hands with his just with the way he can make shots. So honestly, I probably think it's KD. I think you could look at guys like Bron, you can look at guys like Luka. Luka, I don't think can defend other players as well. He's not big enough to go against the centers and everything. I think my pick to win the one-on-one tournament would probably be Kevin Durant.
My pick's gonna be LeBron James. I feel like he can guard basically every position in the league in a one-on-one setting. All he really needs is one stop, and he's still the one of the quickest, strongest, fastest players in the NBA. Like, I can see him like physically asserting his dominance on Kevin Durant. Like,
would you?
crazy shit.
One, we never seen that happen. Two, would you argue? Would you?
He scored on
Cut it
Kevin
out.
Durant. I don't know what we're doing.
Who he really be? Kevin Durant really be frying Bron. His teams
Yeah.
win. The one-on-one matches is not stop. Would you argue that point to LeBron himself? Like, would you tell LeBron that would you tell him that he'll win a one-on-one competition? Because he's
Oh
been on
yes,
record saying that like
I don't think he's interested. I don't think he's interested
he'll
in
tell
doing it.
you himself that he would not win those competitions. Like he'll tell you himself that he
I
would.
don't think anyone can stop him one-on-one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take his word for it. But his game is not in this environment. It's not like the best suited for this type of environment. A one-on-one, get a butt. This is not his strong. Like LeBron has, like he's good at everything. This one specific thing, his game is more focused on a 5-on-5 type play style, not a one-on-one. It beat Kevin Durant. There's some feelers out there for Kyrie. I said he was gonna say SGA. He kind of has a case just because he can dribble, methodical, he can get to the mid range. I think I want to say Jokic because he could just back anybody down.
I think you get to a point though where he's got to hit a fadeaway. I think KD can get his way enough and kind of block that shot, and again, block shot or kind of disrupt it.
Anthony Davis couldn't even do it.
Yeah,
I watched DeAndre Ayton have him in the corner. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
23 seconds. Like,
I'd
know.
be surprised if Jokic does the same play 11 times, but I guess if it works, it works.
Kevin Durant's an easy answer because
I would bet on
to the
Jokic
point.
to miss before KD. I don't think KD's missing many shots in this.
He can shoot a mini pull up over anybody.
Yeah.
2 steps, he's real methodical. He's gonna get to his point. Once he got it takes 2 dribbles and he most likely put it up. Especially if you put if you do 3 dribbles, if you make it 3 dribbles, Kevin Durant got it. Like nobody else is pretty much gonna do anything with him. Like 3 dribbles, Kevin Durant winning that every single time.
If it was like you gotta if it's not make it take it, then James Harden might still win. I ain't gonna lie. James Harden is still one of the best isolation players in the entire league.
I was thinking that too.
I
agree.
If it's not make it take it, he could probably outscore somebody. To be honest.
But that's what I'm saying. If it's 3 dribbles, it's different. So now guards if guards got to go up against people like Kevin Durant and
Wemby could be up there. Wemby could be up there.
Nah, I watched Kyrie fry him the last time they played. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, again, that's 5-on-5. You're worried about other things.
But guards need more dribbles to get an open shot off a big. Yeah. So it's harder for them to win a 3 dribble 1v1. If it's guard versus guard, they could do it. If it's everybody versus everybody, give me KD 3 dribbles as he pull up. I know it's good.
All right, let's talk about more of the NBA season. It's been basically it's past. Which team is the bigger disappointment this year? Let's not even talk about not even this year. Overall, which team is the biggest disappointment?
What do you mean overall? What do you mean overall?
This is a multi-year accumulation with the Suns, and so kind of same thing with the Sixers.
Okay, well, continue.
Yeah, so which team is the bigger disappointment, the Sixers or the Suns?
I think you should start this off. I think
me.
No, Latif. Let Latif start this off because this is the best take he's had in about 2 years, and I want him to have a chance to go.
I'm not sure what you think I should.
I think he's had in 2 years. Let him.
I think it's 2 different questions. It's 2 different questions.
I think the Suns are a bigger disappointment, to be honest, just because they leverage a lot more of their future into this team. I think the Sixers still have a few of their own draft assets going forward to play with, but this Sixers team, it's really no way for them to successfully compete for anything unless the Suns is no way for them to actually compete for a championship with his current core, and they also don't have leverage in the Bradley Beal situation. Bradley Beal is essentially the Suns GM. He literally controls their whole future damn near. They can't really trade him. Well, they can't trade him at all without him improving it. So the fact that they invested all of their assets, everything into this team, and they're outside of the playoff picture, that's a much bigger disappointment for me because of how much they've actually invested into this core that's very, very flawed. I think if the Sixers were somehow to get healthy, they can compete in the East. I know the team being healthy is a long shot, but if they were healthy, they could actually compete. The Suns healthy with this trio is not competing. They're not. I'm sorry. They've been healthy this year, and they've still been very bad. I think next year, if the Sixers somehow get healthy, they can compete in the East for sure. They can. Joel Embiid, I think Joel Embiid is still a top 5 player in the NBA, in my opinion. If he somehow gets healthy for a 60-game stretch or something like that, then they're a much more dangerous team. And again, they haven't put so much draft capital and money into this core. Obviously, they gave Paul George one of the worst contracts in the NBA this season, but they're paying Bradley Beal $50 million a year with no trade clause. So yeah, I'm going to say it's the Suns. As far as my take, I mean, hey, it was pretty obvious to me. I don't think it was. I'm not gonna. When I initially said it, I did not think I was getting much pushback. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty shocked that I got any pushback on that. Considering all the facts we knew, the Sixers were 2-12. Joel Embiid was coming off an injury-riddled season and playoff appearance. In the Olympics, he was also injured. To start the year off, he had swelling in his knee, so he was still injured. I just didn't get uh, rush him back or trying to play him this year when he clearly was hurt. And Paul George falling off was, to be
Yeah,
expected.
that
Yeah,
helped
watch
you
your
out.
mouth,
No,
boy. Watch
don't
your
say
mouth.
it. Don't
Watch
say
your
to
mouth.
be
Watch your mouth.
expected.
Watch your
Don't say
mouth.
to
Watch
be
your mouth,
expected.
bro. Stop
I
Don't say to
mean,
be
disrespecting
expected.
I told you Paul George
me.
was his ass. I knew that. I knew that Maxey wasn't going to be able to carry this
Yo,
team.
and they said to watch Sixers game. And he said they PG Paul George number is 13. It's PG 13 because you need parental supervision to watch this much ass.
Yeah, like Max. You said
Sad.
Max, you like an idiot. You said it was my worst take ever. You said it was
I
like
don't
dumb.
think. Did I say worst take ever? Or did Jaden say worst take ever?
You agreed.
Yeah, you
I have
agree.
to go back.
Both y'all are on that. So,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
this is I think this is two separate questions. First off, I think the overall worst experiment is Phoenix. For me, the bigger disappointment is the Sixers, no question. I thought the Sixers healthy would be a good team this year. That was my hot take, was I thought this team would be good come regular season time if the team was healthy. Obviously, one, I believe that Joel Embiid at some point in time maybe could get healthy and push this team. But at this point in time, it's just like I think Latif's idea that he's never healthy, like, just kind of leads to the fact that like Philly needs to cut this relationship off. And again, you still have value in Joel Embiid and trading him for whatever you can. That's why I have Phoenix as the overall bigger disappointment. Phoenix has mortgaged their entire future into Bradley Beal making 50 million, Kevin Durant, who's only getting older every single year and looing more and more trade value as far as his overall playing window is whatever. I think Devin Booker is obviously still a valuable piece, but I think when you look at it, would teams rather trade for Devin Booker or Joel Embiid? I don't know, because again, availability is huge. But I think that Phoenix is still set up much worse than Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia, if they really blew it all up, you could still trade Tyrese and you could still trade Joel Embiid for something. Overall, for the Sixers team, yeah, I'm never going to give up to it in a team 14 games in the year, and I'll stand by that unless whatever. I guess we'll see next year. But
Teams
yeah,
do
this
that all the time, though. The Jazz gave up 10 games in.
okay. Yeah, well, I guess, but my thing is just still, I don't think the NBA would let this tank. So again, I think if my saying that idea is stupid went off Latif's idea being stupid, yeah, the take it's aged very poorly for yours truly. Yeah, the Sixers team just sucks. They get injured every other week,
it's
and they
almost like
just
somebody told you that in Game 14 that they suck. I told you that, bro. I told you
I'm
that.
saying, like, I'm just simply saying, like, I think that again, I think if you put this team healthy, but reality is it's not going to be healthy. So,
It's really
got to come.
credit to Joel Embiid. Like, Joel Embiid is one of the best floor raisers ever. Like he really is. Like
Yeah,
the
but
fact
that's not like I mean, at this point in time, it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it at this team, and I still don't think this team is. I get you've messed up your positioning right now. I still don't think this team is committed to tanking. I think they're still trying to see what they can do. I think with how the East is, I still think that I don't see the other team sliding in. So maybe Philly does something, but I don't think they get a top 6 pick, and that's just a biased Thunder fan hoping that we grab that pick at 7 or 8.
I
But
ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But no matter what the situation was around the Sixers, and like especially the MVP conversation, Joel Embiid was about to go back to back MVPs with his second best player, Tyrese Maxey, who's a good player, but everybody else was garbage. So like, that's 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 a bona fide like top 4 player when healthy. Like they're
that's what I'm saying.
basically
It's the when healthy
not
though. The
letting him go.
availability is huge. The availability is huge.
He's the thing is, he, I'm not gonna say he's more healthy than he's not because that's obviously not true. But as a like like he's usually always there for the playoffs, like which is always the thing.
But
Whether
again,
he's playing bad, he's usually coming off injury going into the playoffs. That seems to be most of like I say that's like 25-30% of the issue that he's just going into the playoffs like
but you're just seeing it
unhealthy.
right now. Like you need to get a team good enough to actually put yourself in a decent enough position to win playoff games. And I guess that's what getting PG was for. That obviously has not worked out. Um, but like, yeah, you need to play part of the season to actually
PG is
put yourself in a
overrated.
good playoff spot. But I'm saying, even when he's been on the court, he's not been a great NBA player. So I understand that.
Oh, he's playing through
Uh,
injury. He's playing through injury. That's why he has not. PG is still a good NBA player. He is just playing through
he's having
He's
a
injury.
great.
taking shots. He's taking shots before the games just to play. That's a playoff thing. That's not like saying you do in a regular season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the whole point of this deal was to hopefully alleviate some of that Joel Embiid injury and putting another star in place to help win regular season games. But with injuries, with whatever else, with play as a whole, it just hasn't worked out. So,
I think
but
regardless, the Suns are worse stuff.
yeah, the Phoenix
Not
has
only
killed
did
their
they
entire
not,
future.
not only did they can't do nothing with Bradley Beal, that in itself made the locker room toxic. You 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 kind of snaked your best player, not your franchise player because that's Devin Booker, but you basically was shopping Kevin Durant behind his back. Who we all, I think we all agree that a player of Kevin Durant caliber, if you're trying to trade him, I think you should come let him know, like, or talk to him about it, or let him, and don't have him get blindsided by like reports on the internet and whatnot. Like, so that already made it salty. So you already know he's getting traded in the summer. If you trade him, you're not running back a team with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker. Bradley Beal already made the locker room toxic. You're gonna have to move up Devin Booker too. You're gonna have to go in there and tank with Bradley Beal on the last year's contract. Hopefully, you got back 8 first round picks between Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, and then you try to build a team like that. They just made their whole situation sour, and I think that was a lot to do with their new owner, Matt Ishbia, because he just came in and instead of letting the basketball people do the basketball things, he just pressed the button on a lot of moves that didn't really make sense. James Jones too, uh, wasting first round picks in here and there to willy nilly. I think they're not GMing properly. They also don't care about the picks. But if you're not going to care about the picks, you got to make the right moves, in free agency and the draft and things like that to supplement not, having the picks itself. So their whole situation is just a dumpster fire.
Um, man, I gotta take. Remember I said that the remember I said the Rockets to sail high on Jalen Green in the middle of the hot streak. I did. You remember me saying that?
They can't trade him this year.
I mean, yeah, they couldn't because
Yeah,
I said
I,
even if
I
he
I
still,
I kept trying to say that, like everybody say that, like, but you can't trade Jalen Green this year, so it's hard to sell high unless you're gonna sell him after the April runs. In April he's gonna
yeah,
start going crazy again.
What would you
nah,
take? What would you take?
no, I said even if Jalen Green continue his hot streak, they should sell high on him to try to get like a Devin Booker.
I agree.
And yeah, I think we'll talk about it a different day or different video or something like that.
I agree. That was
Jalen
a
Green and
mistake.
4 first round picks.
4? That's kind of crazy. I'll just give them back. I'll give them like
Devin
I'll give them
Booker's
back.
still 28. He an old 28 because he's been here for a good minute, but you got still at least 4 more years
But
of like all
you're
star
giving them
level
back.
play.
You're giving them back their picks though, so it almost like literally enables them to be able to tank like immediately. But we talk about the most disappointing teams. Which NBA team has been the most surprising this season? Max.
I'll probably go with Houston. Houston's been a very good team this year. Obviously getting as high to first, second in the West at points in the year. They're just good team unit, good defensively. I think it was just a matter of time. They were obviously on that cusp last year of making the playoffs. I think I didn't have them this high at all. Obviously, I thought other Western Conference teams were better fit to be better in the regular season than Houston. But yeah, I mean, they've avoided injuries. They've had these stunts by Jalen Green, by Amin Thompson, who have had great games down the stretch, who've helped them win some more games. They're 2 games up, I think, game and a half up, I guess, on LA. Like right now, they're sitting pretty, maybe host a playoff series. I think as Houston Rockets, if you are a Houston Rockets fan, obviously a great year. I didn't see them doing this high, but yeah, I think there's a lot to look forward to, and just a team that I didn't expect to compete with the Denvers and the Memphises and up at the top of the West. So I think if they can try and somehow get a 3 seed, it's definitely a surprise, or definitely a successful season by any stretch of the imagination. Especially they'll get overshadowed by the likes of Cleveland and OKC overperforming. I guess you could say what you want, but Cleveland, OKC kind of taking a step into like an elite offensive defensive team. Cleveland doing what they are, being so young. I think Houston definitely needs their flowers for how good they've been playing all year long. And I definitely didn't have them sitting right now 4th at the All-Star break.
Uh,
Q?
I don't I don't think like anything has surprised me because teams like where teams are right now, I kind of expected them to be like. I'm not gonna say I had Houston as a top 4 seed, But I said going into the season that they're probably going to be a very good regular season team just because they have youth and depth. Same, that was my same reasoning the year before having Minnesota being the top four seed because they had a depth and youth, and I think that's good for a regular season. You can run through regular season games like as long as you got the youth and the legs, you're gonna win. So I kind of expect them to be around this type of team, maybe not record wise, but just this type of team that they're seeing right now. I know a lot of people would say Detroit, but I was high on Detroit coming in just regardless of what you thought of Malik Beasley and Tobias Harris. I thought those are competent pieces around Kid. I thought they were going to be a playing team this year, and they're the sixth seed. So I mean, everything's going how I figured it was going to go.
My most surprising team is I mean the Rockets are a good choice. I definitely didn't have them anywhere near where they were going to be at. Um, Let me think. Cleveland, Boston, New York. No, I'm doing New York. Indiana. Indiana has really turned it around, man. They're the 4th seed.
Have
Um,
you watched? Have you watched Tyrese Halliburton from the beginning of like the middle of January till All Star break?
no, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's had some down games, some really bad scoring games, but he's been pretty good after that initial slump to the beginning of the year. I'll go with Detroit though. I really didn't expect this from us this year. Not only us winning games, but the way we look, especially how we've maintained without Jaden Ivey on the court. It's been a blessing to see us with actual NBA players and get better. I think I don't know. I don't remember what I had us winning as far as games. It was probably like 30. We already had 30 games now at the All-Star break. So we're on pace
Yeah,
for like what?
I said
Four
I
games.
said they're gonna win 35 games, and y'all looked at me crazy like I was reaching. They're gonna win 35 games within the next 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's move on to buying or selling. All right, I got some topics. Some topics. All right. Are you buying or selling this statement at the mid-season of the NBA right now? So basically, you guys are going to tell me are you buying or selling the statement. You know how this works. The Lakers competing for a championship this season.
I
So
am selling.
I'm selling that as
I,
well.
I am selling. I
This team is
think
pieces away.
if you get Apex Luca, Apex Braun in the playoffs from start to finish, I think their ceiling, depending on how the bracket goes, can make it to the Western Conference Finals. But OKC and Denver have to be on the same side of the bracket for that to be possible. If that's not possible, then the ceiling is most likely second round. I think next year the team once they go through free agency and figure out what to actually do with that first round pick and that swap and whatever else assets they want to do to try to actually get a good big man, nice rim running big man, lob threat that could pair with Luca like a Claxton or something like that.
Max.
Yeah, I'm selling. They're
So,
pieces away still. They need. I think they just need more
do you think
defense
they're a
as a
good
whole
team?
team. Yeah, yeah.
They got a
I
good
think good
defense.
teams.
They got a
Huh?
they got a they got a good defense. What you
I
mean?
and again, you're gonna say no one can guard him, but like again, you go up against a center like Jokic and he's cooking that. They got nothing for it. And again, no one
They were
can guard
cooking.
Jokic.
They were cooking
That's what
them
I'm saying.
already.
But that's what I'm just saying. Like I can't pick against. Yeah, they're a good team, but they're still pieces away from I think really competing.
Jokic might average 50 in that series. I'm not gonna
That's what
lie.
I'm saying. Yeah,
That'd be a good thing for the Lakers. Nobody else gonna be hot. No
Are
Jamal
you
Murray.
buying?
I don't know.
Are you buying or selling Franz and Paulo working as a duo?
Selling.
I'm still buying this. This is a guy who's not a big Franz guy at all. I think if you get a facilitating point guard, I know both guys like the ball. I know both guys work off. I'm trying to say this. Both guys, whatever
Need the
you
ball.
let, yeah, whatever you're gonna say. But I think overall, I think if you get a facilitating point guard, hit both guys, their jump shots need to develop. They need to develop as spot up shooters. And again, that's not either their archetypes, but if you can develop with that, you can play side by side. And I think you could have two guys. And again, Franz can defend. I think you can have two guys who can go side by side and actually have a 2-man game where you pass to Franz, Franz goes, Paulo goes. You need supporting pieces though that work. I think this duo can work. They can develop well, but you need supporting pieces that can work. And I think they have a couple, but they don't have enough.
Nah,
Why,
yeah, I'm not buying it.
why are you not buying it, Q?
Uh, I just think based like obviously there's some some roster construction issues, obviously. I think that's a GM situation. But just based on what you see on the court, Paolo takes tough shots, and if you want to say that's like a the defense, how they treat him or whatever, it's like there's other ways to get the issue off. I think Franz gets his issue off, but I don't think people are fond of the idea of Franz being the guy that they're not going to have him run the team. He's not going to be the engine to make this thing go. Most likely has to be Paolo. And I think his game is not predicated on him just going to get it by him, like fully by himself. He needs like a playmaker next to him. And that probably has to be like at least their second best player. Franz, he close out attacker. He gets his issue off. He's quick, decisive. He doesn't really take dumb shots. He has to be a better shooter, but he doesn't take like silly shots. He doesn't settle. He gets to the rim, gets downhill better than what like more frequently than Paolo. So it's like eventually you're gonna have to move off one because they're gonna be biting on like stepping on each other's toes. It's not like a Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown where like they can't operate on the perimeter. Like Jason Tatum can shoot. If you want him out there to shoot threes, he can shoot threes. He's pretty efficient. Jalen Brown gets his issue off too. Like it's just not the same stylistically.
Okay. Next one is the Rockets winning a playoff series. Are you buying or selling that?
Selling. Too young. And no real perimeter scoring.
It really does depend on the matchup, but I think the more I think about it, the more I'm selling. I don't know who I'd pick them to beat in a first round matchup unless the bracket really shook up or there's injuries. So I'm selling. I think this year, again, they're a surprise team, but I think they have too little experience to put together for a 7-game series first, especially the West is super experienced with some of these teams. So
their half-court offense is abysmal. It's like one of the worst in the league. They're not going to be able to survive in the playoffs. Next up, we got the Cavaliers as a legit. Are we buying the Cavaliers as a legit contender?
I'm buying it. I don't think in any world we're a top two seed in the conference. And outside of some cases are not like legit contenders. I just don't believe that. Like usually the top two teams are the top two teams for a reason. Even if you still got Boston, well, you should legitimately feel some type of way with the Cavs Boston series that it's not going to be an easy out. That probably goes at least 6 games. You see them play the Boston tough this year. And I know playoffs is different, but you got an all the NBA level defender. You got 3 All Stars, good offensive system. They upgraded that wing, so now they got a little bit more talent. So I think like they're just a tough out. I think they're like second round, like floor, like easily.
I'm buying it as well. I think I'd have them. I think Boston is a better team come playoff series. I would take Boston, but I'm probably taking Cleveland over a team like Milwaukee or New York come playoff time. So I agree. I think being a top 2 team, I think you got to put them in contention. I think that if Boston slips up, I think Cleveland will be right there and could definitely make a push for the finals.
Last one. Are you buying or selling the Thunder as locks to make the NBA Finals?
I think locks is a stretch. Locks, I don't think anything is a lock, especially if it hasn't happened before. I'm supposed to say I'm buying this, yada, yada, yada. I'm on the fence, and I'm not going to give a clear answer because I'm still nervous based on what happens if Dallas gets healthy. What happens if it doesn't matter? What happens if we go through injuries, if Chet doesn't come back? Like, yes, I think we make the finals. Are we locks? I don't think we're locks. So
you're selling it. Okay. You're selling it.
I believe in the Thunder to make the finals.
You're selling it. You just say
I believe in the Thunder to make.
I
believe in the Thunder to make the finals.
You're selling it.
I believe in the Thunder.
You're selling it. You're selling it.
I said I believe in the Thunder to make the finals.
Hugh, what's your answer? Max is selling it.
I believe in the Thunder to make the finals.
I'm a sell for, and it's not really nothing to do with like not so much to do with the Thunder. Just like yes, they're a historic defense, historic point differential, but like offense outside of Shea is very sketchy. For a team that like has a great defense, they're also not the biggest team, so size can't hurt them. Like if they go into a series against Denver, I think if Jokic goes crazy, I think he can single-handedly probably pull out that series on his own. Also, like experience is like I think gets overrated a lot, but like if they lose in the Western Conference Finals, I don't think that's like a fail of a season. I think if they go in there against Denver, there's a pretty good chance like that. Like people probably have Denver winning that series. I don't think that'd be crazy. Like I'm not gonna say they're a lot to. Like I think they could get upset. Like, and I don't really think it would be upset.
I'm buying that, man. I'm not. I wouldn't be afraid of any team in the West outside of the Mavericks, but they're not healthy. So yeah, I haven't given my answers on any other one but this one, but I'm buying that. I'm an OKC Thunder fan, But
Don't say that. Don't say that because that's just not true. That's just not
I'll
true.
say I'm buying that if I'm an OKC Thunder fan.
Oh, I didn't hear the if. I didn't hear the
Yeah.
if.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bro. All right, this is getting out of
I
control. This is getting out of control, bro.
I got a blind ranking. Is it in the episode? I think it is. Right?
That's all we got.
Okay. All right. Last topic. I want you guys to blind rank these NBA big men. First name up is Chet Holmgren.
How many is this? Five?
Five. And what are we doing today? Today, right now,
bro. Yes.
That's what I'm asking. Today, right now, or are we going projections? Because I know you're gonna have Mobley or Jaron or whoever else in this.
No, today.
Chet. I'll go. I mean, I'm not mad at Chet at 2, but we could put Chet 3. What do you want? I'm trying to think of who else you're gonna have on this list. Think about this beforehand. He doesn't troll. I don't think he's gonna troll and put some weirdos on this list like I'll do. So I'm really trying to think about who he'd put on here. You think 2 or 3, or you drop him even farther?
I don't want to be.
With the injury, you could play.
This is all big men in the league, or like all big.
All big men.
All right, yeah, three.
Okay.
Okay, so 3. Okay, Chet at 3.
Wait, hold on. Oh, fine, whatever. 3. I said 3.
He's writing new names down because he's trolling now. He's putting new names down.
I'm actually just creating a list so I don't lose track. Next name up is Triple J.
See, I think
all I'm gonna say is you could put him 2 and not complain because you could talk about the injury. But I think, I mean, who would you rather have right now? Like
Triple J.
So what, you would have put Chet 4?
That's not.
That's what I'm saying.
You put right now today, Triple J is a better player than Chet. It's not by a lot. It's not by a lot. It's marginal.
My thing is looking back at this. Are you more mad
if he's putting power forwards on the list, which he has?
Yep.
Giannis is still a player.
I don't think he'll have Giannis on this. I think he will have Mobley on this though. Are you putting Mobley 1?
We're gonna put Triple J at 4. We're gonna put him at 4.
Wow.
No.
I would put. I'm fine putting Triple J 2. I'm fine putting him 2. Because I would have. I think thinking about the rest of the names. I'm not thinking he's putting so many top heavy guys, but he could. If you want to drop him 4, you put a 4. You put a 4. I'm cool with either one. You make the choice. You complain about your list. This is your choice. You can make the choice on this one.
How do you feel about Mobley as a player? You think he's better than Triple J?
I mean, this is where we get into projections. I think he projects.
Do you think he's better than Chet, right? Do you think Evan Mobley's better than Chet?
I'm taking Chet over him. That's why I was saying throw him at 2. That's why I said put Triple J at 2 and drop Mobley to 4.
If you feel that way, we could put Triple J at 2.
Do you feel that way, or do you disagree?
I said Chet is gonna be a better player than Evan Mobley. Like
what we're talking about now,
like the first players, and he was.
Okay, so are you fine with if that is the case? Are you fine stacking it up like that?
Fine, go Triple J at 2.
Triple J at 2.
Next name up is Domantas Sabonis.
I'm putting him 4 or 5, and I think you want Mobley or you want Sabonis. It's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get nasty.
5 is crazy.
It's gonna get nasty.
He has to go 4. He has to go 4.
That's fine.
You gotta go 4.
Y'all put him at 4?
Yeah, he's not going 1.
He can't be 5.
Next name up is Evan Mobley.
I said it. So I'm fine putting him 5.
Wait, hold on.
He's not going 1. He's not going 1. Put him 5.
Are you sure he doesn't have Jokic on the list?
He could. That's 1. I would not. I'm not putting Evan Mobley 1. That's my thinking though.
You have you have the spots 1 and 5.
We have 1 and 5. We have 1 and 5.
But if you put Mobley at 5 and the last name is Nick Claxton, I'd rather be wrong with Evan Mobley at 1 than be wrong and have Nick Claxton at 1. You feel me?
Sure, I guess I'm putting too
Unless he,
much on this.
matter
I
of
don't think
fact,
he. What? You can blame me for this.
fine, Mobley at 5. But
I'll put.
I know who one is now. Now that
So
I
who
know.
do you think it is? Who do you think it is? Call your shot. Who do you think it is?
Not.
No,
Go
no, no,
ahead.
no. I'm curious. Latif, don't read.
I'm
Don't read.
curious
I'm
too.
curious. I'm curious.
Who's your
Guy,
one is?
the last person on the list is Cat.
No.
You
So
lying.
we.
Okay.
You're lying.
Which
What?
I'll put Mobley
So
at 5 right now.
what spot y'all put him at? I need to know.
5.
5.
Y'all put him at 5? Okay, cool.
It should have been 1.
The last name is Bam Adebayo.
He should have been 1.
But I mean,
Especially after this year, he should have been 1. I'd rather have Evan Mobley been 1 than Bam be 1. I'm not gonna lie, and I
I'd
like
rather have
Bam.
I'd
It's
rather
not
have
the
Bam be
season to be vouching for Bam.
I'd rather have Bam be 1 than Nick Claxton be 1. So we're good.
All right.
Yeah. In prior years, Bam could have been the best player on his list, but he's having a down
For
season.
sure. For sure.
He would have been the best player on this list.
Last year.
Last year for sure.
Last year.
Last year.
You're not taking and Chet was injured. Mobley was not this.
I think there's a pretty good like Sabonis versus Bam. I think that's more even than.
I think you
niggas
damn near
think.
take Bam for the past couple of years over any year of these guys. Like year to year basis, I think Bam's number 1.
I agree. I had Bam in
Jaren
top.
Yeah.
Maybe
had Bam.
Jaren's DPOY year if you love that, but I think Bam's been a top 5 center, top
That
4 center for
year,
a long time.
Jared Jackson, he got the award that year, but he's a way better player today than he was back then. Like if you said Jared Jackson Jr. is better than Bam, I would say no, but I'm not going to argue against it.
I honestly don't hate this because I think Bam's obviously having a very down year, but I do not think Bam's a bad basketball player in any stretch of the imagination, especially as a center in this league.
Bam's been good since New Year, I think.
I think he just plateaued as a player. Like,
but
what he is, what he is.
I like Bam.
All right. That's going to do it for episode 134. Thank you guys for tuning in. Follow us on our social media platforms and stay tuned for some NBA draft, NFL draft content coming out soon.
Damn, is Duke still winning right now?
We are out.